All right, I think there's two items on the list I didn't know I was going to review. So that you want to tell the board or the committee about the 2018 tax anticipated note and the 8% bond obligation?
Yes, I didn't bring that
There you
up.
go. Get to that quick enough.
So anyway, we have two bond resolutions before the board. They recur each year. The first one is the TAN, which is the tax anticipation note. And so what the purpose of the tax anticipation note is to be able to keep the district operating until taxes, ad valorem taxes are again to be collected towards the end of the calendar year. So this occurs every year. The amount that not to exceed on this particular bond is $69 million. More than likely, we may come in slightly less, but to make sure that we're covered. And so those bonds will be issued shortly next month, assuming that the board adopts it. And then that, again, allows us to, the district to continue to operate until the ad valorem taxes come in, begin to come in at the end of the calendar year. The amount of $69 million not to exceed is the lowest amount that's been sold in the last few years. I think 4 years ago, in 14, went up for 15, 16. In 16, 15, we had around $73 million or so, and then we dropped down, went up to about 82 or so, and then back down to 70 plus million. And so this year is the first time in recent years, at least, that we've gone under $70 million. So that's the TAN. What questions do you have on TAN?
Any questions?
Okay. And then the GO bond, not to exceed $99 million. Again, that's a bond that's issued every year. We started that back in with the CEF in 2004, 2005, and 2006 when we started being aggressive on the school instruction program. And so what we have to do is issue a GO bond each year to be able to pay down that debt. And then in the spring of each year, which we did this spring, we issue a bond anticipation note with anticipation of receiving the money later in the year to be able to pay that off. And so again, those two are also short-term, not those two, that particular bond is also short-term like the TAN is. And so that does not significantly increase the debt over the years. As if the board will recall, we had, I think I showed the board a table or graph rather that shows that the debt was this debt was at this level, and then over a period of time going to 2030, around 2030, the graph shows that the debt gradually, actually not gradually, pretty aggressively decreases between now and 2030, when we essentially will be debt-free and have all these new buildings constructed.
Fantastic.
Any questions? Don, 14-15, we started out with $54.5 million in sinking fund. So over the course of the year, we had that $18 million shortfall. We went into a real deep hole. So just share with the board. We shared with it at the back to school, but I think coming from the CFO, I think it would be a good news to share where we would end up, 17, 18 in our reserve fund.
So what we briefed on in the Finance Committee last week, and which has been consistent over the last 3 months since reported April. So beginning with the close of the books in April, we had been reporting around $23 or $24 million in additional dollars going into fund balance. So that take the district up to over $60 million. The same number was consistent with the May numbers. I think we dropped down about $1 million, and then the last month, for the month of June, which we reported last week to the Audit Finance, they're still between 23 and $24 million. So we are closing the books now, closing the books the annual books in conjunction with our external auditors, Clifton Larson Allen. And so we finalized reconciliation, so we will have the final numbers at the end of September. But at this point, I still anticipate $20+ million going into our fund balance.
So would it be safe to say, Don, that because of that reserve fund, it lowers our bond rating, which will allow us more cash dollars to put into our classrooms?
So what it does, yes, it would be fair to say that. And what it does, it allows our bond ratings to increase, which in fact happened this spring with both of these bonds. And so that means that I don't have the amount we're paying for these bonds. We won't have that until we go through actual sale, but it's certainly lower because of the fund balance increasing.
And that means more dollars going to the classroom.
That's correct.
Yeah.
More available funds.
More available
Yeah,
funds,
that's
but it's going.
That's awesome.
More available.
So I just wanted to show the importance of this reserve fund, and that we're just not, we're doing it for a reason. There's a purpose behind the whole max.
Well, so it's that, plus it also, if you recall, when the board adopted the budget for this for fiscal year 19, we actually restructured the fund balance policy to make sure that we have the state required percentage set 8.3% set aside to be able to guard against fiscal problems in the
Yep.
future.
Any questions for Mr. Kim?
Thank you, very good,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
news.
All right. I'm done.
Is that it?
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
All right.